Have you ever thought about what the story would have looked like if the three wise men wouldn't have been three wise men, but they would have been three wise women? Okay, here's the thing. I think this is really great. So the three wise women would have asked for directions, arrived there on time to deliver the baby, cleaned the stable, made a casserole, and given practical gifts. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. But it really is an amazing story, the story of the three wise men. And this is how the Gospel of Matthew starts. Matthew does not start with the baby Jesus in the stable. This is how his version of the Christmas story starts. It is a cosmic event. It is an event that draws wide circles. It is noticed by people all around the world, even as far as Persia. So these three wise men just follow this light, they follow this star. Maybe they were astrologers, or today they would probably be professors at some college, astronomy professors, and they follow the star. And they actually get there. They actually get to the event that is connected with this new star being born. And they find Jesus and Mary and Joseph and bring their gifts and share what this is all about, which is an amazing story, really, to Joseph and Mary. Now, I want you to know that it is so significant to me that the wise men were actually coming from outside of the Jewish tradition, of the early Christian tradition. They were not Christian or Jewish. We don't know what religion they observed. But they came because of this event. Because of God sending a prophet, a Messiah, God's Son, into this world. And they worshipped and brought gifts along with them. Now think about this. The three wise men, they're actually the heroes in the story, aren't they? They're the good guys. And they're not even Jewish, and yet they're the good guys, and the bad guys in the stories are actually the ones from within the circle of faith. King Herod. I'll tell you what it means to me. To me, this means that the true meaning of religion, the true meaning of Christ's teaching, is that we're all God's beloved children. No matter what we believe, what color our skin is, what our sexual orientation or identity is, none of that matters. None of that matters. We're all beloved children of God, every single person in this world. I've often asked myself this question: what if I had been born, let's say, in India? I'm sure I would be a Hindu today. And I would believe that way, and I would practice my religion that way. I'm sure of it. Would that mean that I'd be lost? Would that mean that I could not go to heaven? I really don't think so. And I'm making this confession at the beginning of the year today, because today is Epiphany Sunday. And Epiphany means manifestation. And what we celebrate, what we truly celebrate on Epiphany Sunday is that God's love is for all God's children. And that no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what you believe, as long as you reach out to God, as these wise men did, and as most people in this world do today, you're okay. You're acceptable. You're loved by God. Now, I've been quoted to say that we all, as Christians, need a healthy dose of agnosticism. And I stand by that. I really do. Now, what I mean by that is that we should not abandon what we believe. It's okay to believe in Jesus. I was raised in the Christian tradition. To me, Jesus is the way to God. And I'm a Christian. And that's how I practice my faith, through Christianity. But I think it is a form of judgment if we now say this is the only way to God. If I were to say that, I would actually pass judgment on other people. As you all know, last year was a big year for me. Lots of ups and downs. And I was interviewed quite a bit. And I was interviewed by a conservative evangelical scholar. Dr. Brown is his name. He has this radio show. And he had me on there for an hour. And he was drilling me. He was asking me all kinds of questions. And unfortunately, sometimes I'm not that fast on my feet, thinking, coming up with answers. But he probed my faith, and he said, well, so are you saying that you don't know for sure whether Jesus is the only way to God? And I said, no, I'm not sure about that. And he criticized me for it. I mean, in the show, it was amazing, and I really didn't have a good comeback. But what I want to tell him today is that I believe if you're saying that, you're actually not in accordance with Jesus' own teachings, who said, judge not, lest you be judged. Matthew 7:1, look it up. Judge not, lest you be judged. Judging is not up to us. And if we define who is in and who is out of the kingdom of God, that's a form of judgment that's only in the authority of God to do. That's not our job. Our job is never to judge any other human being. Instead, Jesus taught us, and not only Jesus, but Buddha taught us, and Judaism is teaching us, Muslim theology teaches us that the way to God is by love, by practicing love. It is by loving God and by loving our neighbor, loving each other. That's the way. Loving God and loving our neighbor is what true religion is about. Period. It's not up to us to say, well, you have to believe this way, this particular way, or you have to pray this way, or you have to go to church here in this place or wherever, or to synagogue. It's not up to us to make those rules. It's a form of judgment. We are supposed to love our neighbor. And you know what? My vision for this place is that we will have a regular interfaith service, because I believe that all of us, children of God, have something to teach about God. None of us have the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. We have an aspect of God. We know certain parts of God, but we don't see the whole picture. And so my vision is to invite others from other religions, or even people that don't believe whatsoever, to come and share, and let's figure this out. So let us celebrate this morning this beautiful story of these three wise men that came all the way from Persia to worship. They really drew the circle very wide, didn't they? They really did. And today we can take inspiration from that and say, you know what? We're celebrating today, on this Epiphany Sunday, that all of us are a part of the kingdom of God. All of us are beloved children of God. Let us today draw the circle really, really wide for the kingdom of God. Draw the circle wide. Draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle, draw the circle. Sing it with us. Draw the circle. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. Draw the circle, draw the circle wide. No one stands alone, we stand side by side. Draw the circle.